Hello, YouTubers. Sit. Oh, this. Sit. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Dina, whatever suits your fancy. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So happy to you about today's story because it kind of sidetracked my other story, but I'll still put that one out tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. But for now, I want to talk about this information that Lady C put out about this. There's this upcoming bombshell. Yeah, we got to talk about this. And I'm going to tell you what I think the bombshell is that Lady C is talking about. Let's get into it. So this is what is going on, everyone. I think what is happening in this moment, Harry and Meghan have done so much and that they are so at the bottom of their lives in terms of their finances, their marriage, their branding with their image, Harry and his homesickness. It has come down to the wire for this couple. And this coming information, bombshell information from Lady C that she is saying is going to come out is kind of like the smackdown while you're already down. It's like you down, you've been smacked down, you hurting from being smacked down, and someone comes and gives you another smackdown. And then it's just like, oh, it's like it makes it hard to even get up when you already have information that's getting ready to come out that's going to be so devastating to you while you're already down. Because in this moment as we speak, Harry and Meghan are in a just time of you're not able to just get on with life in a happy way. They are not doing well. Okay. And just from all the allegations around Hollywood, their branding, their stance in Hollywood, Meghan not even showing up for the Golden Globes. They, Doria moving in with them because of the issues with the marriage, to help with the marriage, their finances, the money, Hollywood knowing they don't have money because of the joke that was told at the Golden Globes. They are hurting so bad that this information that is going to come out about them was strategic. I think the information that is going to be put out by this person has come at a time very intentional when they knew this would be their stance. They knew that they would be in the moment of hardship and they wanted to reveal this information at a time that would be compounded with issues that this person is going to reveal it already knew this was going to happen. Like, who did not know this was going to happen with the couple? We knew this. We saw it the day they left England to come to America. We saw it with that woman and her attitude and just how she is as a person. We saw the coming problems because people who have lived life, who have had these really life experiences that can just tell you, you're making a mistake. I don't understand why you're doing this. This is not good for you. Like, people who know this, we saw this coming. Because you cannot do what Harry and Meghan have done and not have these kind of consequences. And that's the things I just don't want to keep rehashing, but that's just how it is. Okay. So let's just talk about what Lady C has said and what I believe this is going to be that's going to come out based on the things that I've already talked about. Kind of already said it, but it's come down to this.
How bad could things get for the couple, Lady Colin Campbell?
Oh, I can guarantee they're going to get an awful lot worse. Wait until spring. They have a real bomb coming their way in spring. I think they are going to be completely exposed before this summer. Let me put it that way. I think they are going to be in such deep trouble. It's going to be nothing that we can imagine. I think the chickens are coming home to roost in a very big way.
Briefly, you're speculating wildly, but what do you mean, Lady C? What might happen?
Well, I'm afraid I can't say beyond this, but believe me, I know what I'm talking about, and I know who's going to drop the bomb.
Had a slight issue with my audio. Apologies about that. Okay, so as we can see, Lady C has set the groundwork. She has said it's going to happen. But what could it be? Well, let's speculate. Let's speculate what it could be. I think there are 4 things that it could be. 4 things. So the first one, I think it could have something to do with Harry and Meghan's time within the royal family, where they could be losing their titles. They could be stripped of their Sussex title. They could be stripped because we know there are some things that are going through Parliament right now that are trying to get these things taken away from them. So that could be number one. The second thing I think it could be is related to some things that I already know about that I've mentioned, but I'm not going to say it again here. But there are some things that have been removed from the internet in protection to cover up some things with Meghan. I don't know. It has something to do with the yacht. Yeah, I heard something about that. But there are some things that were removed because there's some protection that comes around Meghan as soon as she enters the royal family. So they try to scrub the things that could not look so good and reflect badly on her. And as a matter of fact, from a very good source, I do know that there are some very scandalous photos out there of her that could be released. And this is not me speculating. I know from a very good source that there are some things out there that are not going to fare well for Meghan. And it won't look good for Harry. So this applies to both of them. But the thing is that the items that I'm talking about, people have sent me things that they say is Meghan, but I can look and tell that's not Meghan. That's AI. That's someone's contrived that, or that's a lookalike. No, I'm not talking about those photos. I'm talking about things that are really Meghan Markle. Okay? That from the source that I have has them in their possession. And they're not good. How this person got these photos, I don't know. But I do know that they were sent and they're not good. So these could be just dropped because you think about it. Look at what Harry and Meghan have done around the royal family and not coming out and speaking out against Endgame and letting these accusations just be in a book. I think somebody is going to throw that woman and her skankaliciousness under a bus and just give her a smackdown back for what she has done to the royal family. Because that's what you would have to almost expect. If you treat a family in a way that doesn't allow them to, look good, you're clearly giving information to someone to put in a book and like, oopsie, the book translation came out and I don't know how those names of those royal racists, alleged royal races appeared in this book. And you don't say nothing? Somebody gonna get you for that nonsense. Someone is coming back to get you. I think it's going to come back on her. I think somebody has seen that this woman is not very nice and kind in what she's doing. And Harry's playing along into it, right? By not saying anything. So I think that's the second thing. The third thing I think it could be have something to do with the children and the pregnancies. And, there's a lot of things that are out there that I just conspiracy theories. I don't really go into that. But what I do go into are some didn't go right with that pregnancy thing. Like you were too secretive. Things around the pregnancy and having the baby. Was it birth from Meghan? Okay, you can question it. You can't really put it out there as, okay, this is what happened and so, thinks it happened and people start to believe it. But it's kind of like, you put speculation out there and people go, because there were things that have happened on my channel where we do know that Meghan has had her eggs frozen from a very good source. This was one of my interviews. So we have that. And if you think about it, having eggs means that you plan to have those eggs inserted at some point later in life, or you expect them to be inserted into a younger person's body at some point. And we know Meghan is not she's no spring chicken, right? So her having a baby at the age that she had her children, that's pretty old. So if you never planned on having someone have a child for you, why would you have your eggs frozen if you yourself are at a point where you're too old to have them yourself? But maybe she did have them put in for herself, and maybe it wasn't a surrogate. But the whole idea is something wrong. Like how all that went down was just skanky. It didn't sit well. Okay. And there were allegations about her having a hysterectomy that I don't know for sure. I can't validate that. But like the whole pregnancy thing gives speculation to there being cause for something ain't right with you, woman. Something ain't right. So I think maybe that person or the people that know more information about that could come out and expose it, which means, if there was a surrogate, then that makes the children not eligible to be in line to the throne. And then you've got issues around that. So that could be the bombshell that's happening. Now, the fourth thing that I think it could be around the bullying allegations, because we know that Meghan had some allegations around her being a bully to the staff. And you think about what happened in the book Revenge with Tom Bower, where he talked about a time in Meghan's life where she was a bully. She had diva behavior when she had this sponsorship for this clothing company in Canada, and how the people that work with her on the set for that, they talked about how she was just such a diva and she was a bully and she wasn't nice to people. So you look at what happened with that, you could allege, okay, yeah, it makes sense that she could be this way while being within the royal family. And the whole idea that the royal family did not have that bullying report come out tells you that they need to be waving their little, let me get my wand from her late queen, her majesty, and just say, you know what? Release the Kraken. And then comes out the bullying report. It just came out. That somebody just released it. Similar to how Meghan and Harry have said nothing to Endgame, and these things come out in this book with Endgame and Harry and Meghan, they don't say nothing. Well, how about the royal family try that game and they just too say absolutely nothing, right? This can work both ways. So the way Harry and Meghan have behaved, how they have not taken up for the royal family, how they have treated them, they need to have what they have put out come back to them. The royal family needs to stop protecting them, and they need to allow this couple to experience the nefariousness of their ways, and they need to have problems, really big problems. And I think having one of these four things come out, whether it is the issue that the titles being removed and their branding completely hitting the bottom, or if there are skandalousness of Meghan Markle that has been out there that the royal family have been protecting her from, or these photos that I know exist are out there that could be released, or if it could be something to do with the children and how Meghan and her covering things up and choosing not to go with the Queen's doctor and, announcing the birth of the child when the royal family hadn't even known, and all the secretive behavior around the birth of the children and where the child was where she gave birth from, and there not being a birthing center at that hospital. These are just things that put in the speculation to heighten it. Or if it could be something to do with the bullying allegations, the bullying report could be released. Any one of these four things would be absolutely devastating to Harry and Meghan. Devastating. And I think not until they actually are devastated on ground zero, like hit the ground with, problems, bombshells that just knock them down on the ground. It's when that happens, maybe things can be taken a little bit of a deviation, and they get on the right and narrow because they've been hit so hard they have no choice. It's almost like when you do something and you realize after you've been defeated in such a harsh way, and you get up from being defeated and you think, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. Maybe there could be some contemplation with this couple when they have really been hit hard with a huge bombshell that would just obliterate their whole idea of trying to live completely separate from the royal family. I think that has to happen at this point. And let's just see, maybe what Lady C is saying, what is getting ready to happen in the spring of this year is going to be so devastating for Harry and Meghan that they're not going to have any choice but to just wake up from their devastation and say, we sorry. We sorry. You know, or maybe they'll just get up, dust themselves off, and act like nothing happened and keep trying so we can continue this freak show soap opera. I don't know, but something has got to give. Something has got to change with this couple, because the way they are going now, these things are going to continue to pop up, where people are going to try to get back at them for everything that they have done to people. And that's just on them. That's what they deserve because of how they've behaved. So let me know what you think. Do you think I could be onto something with one of these things that I mentioned today that could be the bombshell that Lady C is speaking about? Or maybe there's something I haven't mentioned that you think could be the bombshell. Let me know and let's talk about it. All right. I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye. Uh-oh, Otis is ready too, and he says, bye.